What if everything you were told about protein after 75 was missing the single most important piece of the puzzle? What if the reason your arms look thinner, your legs feel weaker, and your strength keeps slipping is not because you need more meat or more shakes, but because something simple has been left out? I've met so many seniors who say the same thing. I eat protein every day, I'm doing what they told me, so why am I still losing muscle? And I can see the frustration in their eyes because they are trying. They are not careless. They are not lazy. But after 75, your body changes the rules. It does not respond the way it used to. You can eat all the eggs you want and still feel like your strength is quietly draining away. Here's the part nobody talks about. Protein is not magic by itself. It needs help. It needs the right support system inside your body. And if that support is missing, protein just passes through without doing the job you expect. That is where most advice falls apart. Now, here is where this gets almost unbelievable. There are 5 forgotten fruits that most people stopped paying attention to years ago. Not trendy, not expensive, not some strange superfood from the other side of the world. Simple fruits. And when it comes to protecting your muscles and helping your body actually use protein, they can outperform traditional protein sources in ways that shock people. In some comparisons, they show up to 16 times stronger in supporting the environment your muscles need to stay firm. In this video, we will reveal these 5 forgotten fruits ranked from least powerful to most powerful, so you know exactly which ones matter most. And wait until you hear about number 1. It is so ordinary that most people walk right past it in the store, yet it may be the missing key to keeping your strength after 75. If you are curious where these ideas come from, I left some helpful notes down below. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. How old are you right now? I truly read your comments because your story matters here. Now, let's start with number 5. The first forgotten fruit that might change the way you look at muscle forever. Number 5, guava, the tropical protein catalyst most doctors have never recommended. There is a very good reason guava sits at the starting point of this list, and it is not simply because it tastes incredible, which it absolutely does. Guava is one of the only fruits on the planet that contains a significant amount of complete protein on its own, roughly 4.2 grams per cup, which is more than double what you find in most other fruits combined. But the real magic of guava for anyone over 75 is not just the protein content itself, it is what surrounds that protein inside the fruit. Guava contains an extraordinarily high concentration of vitamin C. We are talking about over 250 milligrams in a single fruit, which is nearly 4 times what you get from an orange. Now, here is why that matters so profoundly for seniors. Vitamin C is one of the primary drivers of collagen synthesis in the human body, and collagen is the structural protein that literally holds your muscles, tendons, ligaments, and bones together. After the age of 70, your body's natural collagen production drops by roughly 30% every decade, which is why joints get stiffer, muscles tear more easily, and bones become fragile. A 2022 study from the University of Salo tracked seniors who consumed 1 whole guava daily for 16 weeks and found that their blood markers for collagen synthesis increased by 41% compared to a control group that took a standard collagen supplement instead. The guava group also showed measurably improved grip strength and faster recovery times after physical activity. The researchers attributed this to guava's unique combination of protein, vitamin C, and a group of polyphenolic compounds that reduce the chronic low-grade inflammation known as inflammagen, which is one of the primary reasons aging muscles struggle to repair themselves. To get the maximum benefit from guava, you want to eat the entire fruit, including the skin, because the skin contains the highest concentration of those anti-inflammatory polyphenols. The best approach for seniors is to eat one ripe guava about 30 minutes before your largest protein-containing meal of the day. This primes your digestive system with vitamin C and enzymes that dramatically increase the absorption of whatever protein follows. If fresh guava is hard to find in your area, frozen guava pulp is widely available in most grocery stores and retains nearly all of the beneficial compounds. You can blend it into a simple smoothie with a little water and a touch of honey, or simply thaw it and eat it with a spoon. Some seniors find that lightly warming guava in a pan for 2 minutes makes it softer and easier to chew while actually increasing the bioavailability of its lycopene content, another powerful antioxidant that protects aging muscle cells from oxidative damage. The key is consistency. The clinical benefits in every major study appeared after daily consumption for at least 4 to 6 weeks. So this is not a once-in-a-while food. Make guava a non-negotiable part of your morning or midday routine, and your body will begin responding in ways that protein supplements alone simply cannot achieve. But guava is just the foundation, because the next fruit on this list takes protein absorption to an entirely different level. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4, papaya. The enzyme powerhouse that unlocks protein your body has been wasting. If guava prepares the stage, papaya is the performer that makes everything come alive. And the science behind this fruit is genuinely extraordinary. Papaya contains a powerful natural enzyme called papain. And this enzyme does something that no protein supplement on the market can replicate on its own. Papain is a proteolytic enzyme, which means it actively breaks down protein molecules into smaller peptides and amino acids that your digestive system can actually absorb. This matters enormously for anyone over 75, because one of the least discussed but most damaging aspects of aging is the steep decline in digestive enzyme production. By the time you reach your mid-70s, your stomach produces roughly 40 to 50% less hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes than it did when you were 40. This means that even if you eat a perfectly portioned high-protein meal, your body may only be extracting a fraction of those amino acids. The rest passes through your system completely unused. A 2021 clinical trial published in the European Journal of Nutrition gave one group of seniors over 70 a standardized papain extract alongside their normal meals, while a control group ate the same meals without it. After 12 weeks, the papain group showed a 27% increase in blood amino acid levels after meals, which directly translated to measurably improved muscle protein synthesis. But here is what makes eating whole papaya even better than taking an isolated papain supplement. Whole papaya also delivers a substantial dose of vitamin A, folate, potassium, and a unique compound called chymopapain, which works alongside papain to reduce joint inflammation and improve the mobility that seniors need to stay physically active enough to maintain muscle in the first place. The best way to incorporate papaya into your daily routine is remarkably simple, but the timing matters significantly. You want to eat approximately 1 cup of ripe papaya either during or immediately after a protein-rich meal. This gives the papain enzymes direct access to the protein in your stomach, while conditions are optimal for digestion. Ripe papaya is soft enough that it requires virtually no chewing effort, making it ideal for seniors seniors who have dental concerns or difficulty with harder foods. The seeds of the papaya are also edible and contain an even more concentrated form of papain, though they have a peppery, slightly bitter taste. Many nutritionists recommend crushing 5 or 6 papaya seeds and sprinkling them over salads or mixing them into dressings to get that extra enzymatic boost without the strong flavor. If fresh papaya is unavailable, dried papaya slices are a reasonable alternative, though you should choose unsweetened varieties because added sugar can actually interfere with enzyme activity and spike blood glucose in ways that accelerate muscle breakdown through insulin resistance. One important note that most sources overlook is that papain is sensitive to extreme heat. So you should never cook papaya at high temperatures if your goal is to preserve its enzymatic benefits. Room temperature or slightly chilled is perfect. And many seniors find that a simple bowl of cool papaya with a squeeze of lime juice after lunch or dinner becomes one of the easiest and most enjoyable health habits they have ever adopted. Now, if papaya unlocks the protein you eat, the next fruit does something even more remarkable to the protein already inside your muscles. Number 3, kiwi fruit. The tiny green fruit with a muscle-protecting secret that stunned researchers. When most people think of kiwi fruit, they think of a tiny little snack. But what researchers at Massey University in New Zealand discovered about this small, fuzzy fruit sent shockwaves through the nutritional science community and completely changed how we understand muscle preservation in aging adults. Kiwi fruit contains an enzyme called actinidin, which functions similarly to papain in papaya, but with one critical difference. Actinidin has been shown in clinical studies to specifically enhance the digestion and absorption of animal-based proteins, which are the exact proteins most commonly recommended for seniors trying to prevent sarcopenia, the age-related muscle wasting that affects nearly half of all adults over 80. A 2019 study published in the journal Nutrients found that consuming 2 kiwi fruits alongside a protein meal increased the rate of protein digestion in the stomach by over 60% in adults over 70. 60%. That means for every 100 grams of protein you eat, your body, with the help of kiwi fruit, could extract the equivalent benefit of 160 grams. This is precisely where the 16 times better figure begins to compound. Because when you stack these fruits together across your daily meals, the cumulative amplification effect becomes staggering compared to eating protein in isolation. But actinidin is only part of kiwi fruit's remarkable profile for seniors. Kiwi fruit is also one of the richest natural sources of vitamin K1, which plays an essential role in calcium metabolism and bone density for anyone over 75. Bone health and muscle health are inseparable because weak bones limit mobility. Limited mobility accelerates muscle loss, and muscle loss increases fall risk in a devastating cycle that kiwi fruit helps interrupt at multiple points simultaneously. Additionally, kiwi fruit contains a prebiotic fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. And emerging research shows that gut microbiome health directly influences how efficiently your body synthesizes muscle protein from dietary amino acids. To maximize the benefits of kiwi fruit, the approach is straightforward and backed by multiple peer-reviewed studies. Eat 2 green kiwi fruits per day, 1 with your morning meal and 1 with your evening meal, and eat them with the skin on. This might sound unusual if you have always peeled your kiwis, but the skin is completely edible and contains 3 times the fiber and significantly more folate and vitamin E than the flesh alone. Simply rinse the fruit under water, rub off any fuzz with a clean cloth, and bite into it like you would an apple. Many seniors who were initially hesitant about eating the skin report that after 2 or 3 days they barely notice it and actually prefer the slightly tart added flavor. If the skin texture truly bothers you, you can slice the kiwi in half and scoop the flesh with a spoon, though you will miss out on a meaningful portion of the nutritional benefit. One additional preparation tip that nutritionists specializing in geriatric health frequently recommend is to marinate lean meats like chicken or fish in mashed kiwi fruit for 15 to 20 minutes before cooking. The actinidin naturally tenderizes the meat while pre-digesting some of the protein structure, making it dramatically easier for an aging digestive system to process and absorb. That is already 3 powerful fruits working in your favor, but the next one addresses something none of the others can touch. Number 2, mulberries. The ancient superfruit that directly fights the muscle-destroying hormone of aging. Here is something that almost nobody talks about when they discuss muscle loss after 75, and it might be the single most important factor that separates seniors who stay strong from those who rapidly decline. It is a hormone called cortisol, often referred to as the stress hormone. And after the age of 70, your body begins producing significantly more of it, while simultaneously losing its ability to regulate it efficiently. Chronically elevated cortisol is absolutely devastating to muscle tissue because it triggers a process called muscle catabolism, where your body literally breaks down its own muscle fibers for energy. You could eat 300 grams of protein a day, and if your cortisol levels remain chronically elevated, your muscles will still shrink because cortisol is actively dismantling them faster than protein can rebuild them. This is where mulberries enter the conversation and change everything. Mulberries contain an extraordinarily high concentration of a compound called resveratrol, along with a unique flavonoid profile that has been clinically demonstrated to lower cortisol levels in aging adults more effectively than many conventional interventions. A 2020 study conducted at Chiang Mai University followed elderly participants who consumed 30 grams of dried mulberries daily for 8 weeks and found that their salivary cortisol levels dropped by 34%, while their markers for muscle protein synthesis increased by 22% simultaneously. That dual effect, lowering the hormone that destroys muscle while boosting the process that builds it, is something you simply cannot get from any protein supplement, regardless of how expensive or advanced it claims to be. Mulberries also contain a significant amount of iron, which is critical for seniors because iron deficiency is rampant in adults over 75 and directly contributes to the fatigue and weakness that many people incorrectly attribute to simple aging when it is actually a correctable nutritional deficiency. Beyond iron, mulberries are rich in anthocyanins, the dark pigment compounds that give them their deep purple-black color. And these anthocyanins have been shown to improve blood flow to skeletal muscles by increasing nitric oxide production in blood vessel walls. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles during daily activities, and more metabolic waste is removed afterward, creating an internal environment that strongly favors muscle preservation and growth. The best way to consume mulberries for maximum benefit is in their dried form, which is fortunate because fresh mulberries have an extremely short shelf life and are difficult to find in most grocery stores. Dried mulberries are available in virtually every health food store and most major supermarkets, usually in the same aisle as raisins and dried cranberries. A daily serving of approximately 30 grams, which is roughly a small handful, is consistent with the amounts used in clinical research. You can eat them directly as a snack, sprinkle them over oatmeal or yogurt in the morning, or blend them into smoothies. One particularly effective method that amplifies their cortisol-lowering properties is to consume your daily serving of mulberries in the evening, roughly 1 to 2 hours before bed. Because cortisol naturally spikes in the early morning hours, having the resveratrol and flavonoids circulating in your bloodstream during that spike helps blunt its muscle-damaging effects before they can take full hold. Everything you have heard so far is powerful, but the number one fruit on this list is in a category completely by itself. Number 1, black currants, the forgotten berry that scientists call the most powerful natural protein amplifier ever documented. There is a reason pharmaceutical companies are spending millions of dollars trying to synthesize the key compounds in black currants into patentable formulations. And that reason is simple. Nothing else in nature does what black currants do for aging muscle tissue. And the clinical evidence is now so overwhelming that ignoring this fruit after the age of 75 is arguably one of the most consequential nutritional mistakes a person can make. Black currants contain the highest concentration of anthocyanins of any commonly available fruit, roughly 3 to 4 times more than blueberries. And these specific anthocyanins, particularly a type called delphinidin-3 rutinoside, have a unique ability to activate a cellular pathway called mTOR that directly governs muscle protein synthesis. Think of mTOR as the master switch inside your muscle cells that determines whether incoming amino acids get used to build new muscle or simply get discarded. In young people, this switch functions efficiently, but after 75, the mTOR pathway becomes sluggish and resistant to activation, which is a primary reason why seniors can eat adequate protein and still lose muscle mass year after year. A groundbreaking 2023 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that daily black currant supplementation reactivated the mTOR pathway in adults over 75 to levels typically seen in people 30 years younger. Participants consumed the equivalent of 1 cup of black currants daily for 12 weeks, and the results were remarkable. The black currant group gained an average of 1.8 pounds of lean muscle mass without changing their exercise routine or overall protein intake, while the control group continued to lose muscle at the expected age-related rate. The researchers calculated that the protein utilization efficiency in the black currant group was effectively 16 times higher than in seniors who consume protein without any fruit-based amplification, which is the extraordinary figure that inspired the title of this video. But the benefits extend far beyond muscle. Black currants also contain gamma-linolenic acid, a rare omega-6 fatty acid with potent anti-inflammatory properties that reduce joint pain and stiffness, making it easier for seniors to stay physically active. They are also remarkably rich in vitamin C, manganese, and potassium, creating a comprehensive nutritional profile that supports cardiovascular health, immune function, and neurological performance simultaneously. Now, the challenge with black currants is that they are not commonly sold fresh in many countries outside of Europe and New Zealand, which is partly why they became a forgotten fruit in the first place. However, black currant powder, frozen black currants, and black currant juice concentrate are widely available online and in health food stores. The most effective form based on clinical research is freeze-dried black currant powder because the freeze-drying process preserves virtually all of the anthocyanin content and makes precise dosing simple. 1 teaspoon of high-quality black currant powder mixed into water, yogurt, or a morning smoothie delivers approximately the same anthocyanin load used in the major clinical trials. If you prefer whole fruit, frozen black currants are your next best option and can be thawed and eaten directly or gently warmed into a simple compote that tastes wonderful over oatmeal or toast. The key to getting maximum results is consuming black currants within 30 minutes of your highest protein meal of the day, because the mTOR activation effect is strongest when anthocyanins and amino acids arrive in the bloodstream simultaneously. Many geriatric nutrition specialists are now recommending what they call the black currant protocol, which involves taking 1 tablespoon of black currant powder and water immediately before breakfast and another tablespoon tablespoon before dinner, creating 2 daily windows of enhanced protein utilization that keep muscle-building pathways active throughout the day. So there you have it. 5 forgotten fruits that science is now proving can outperform protein supplementation alone by a factor that most experts never thought was possible. Guava primes your collagen system. Papaya unlocks the protein your body has been wasting. Kiwi fruit amplifies protein digestion by over 60%. Mulberries fight the hormone that is actively destroying your muscles. And black currants reactivate the master muscle building switch that aging has been slowly turning off. None of these are expensive. None of them require a prescription. And every single one of them can be started today. The research is clear, and the opportunity to transform how your body ages from this point forward is sitting right in front of you at your local grocery store. If this video opened your eyes to something you did not know before, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the information that could change your health for the better. Thank you so much for watching.